shadow, they can't even read it and change it?
They can't even read. Even root can't open that file and
I didn't know
change the
that.
file. Root can open the file, but root cannot change the file.
So both can read it?
Cannot reach her.
Anybody can read this.
Yeah,
Only root can read this.
okay, alright.
Okay. So I will wipe it down. Now, you would have observed something, right? Okay, before that I told you I gave an example for a symbolic link. What is the example? Dev and devices. I am going to give an example for hard link now, because you are waiting for that, okay? So I don't want to wait till we start run level, in, so that is 9, right? 10, some are used in that style, but I will give one example for hard link now itself, right? I am in export home done. I touched a file called file. Then I said ls minus l. ls minus l. What and what do I see? What is the first character? Just minus, because it's a file, right? Minus. Second character?
Permission.
Permission. What is the permission for owner?
Read, write.
Read, write, no execute. Whenever file is created, no execute for owner, right? So this one. Then for the owner group, read and
Just read.
then others,
Read.
read. Then do we see anything after this? Tell me.
Owner.
No.
of the file.
I know.
Ah, no, you see owner. Owner, then what is the other one?
Owner.
Group of the
Owner group. Then after that, do you see anything here?
Size.
size.
No, size.
Something
I know
numbers.
Ah, what number is that?
It's something 20 or something like that.
Big
I know 20. I have not seen 20. Have you seen 20?
3, 4.
1, 2, 3.
Yes,
like that,
yes.
right? Whenever I create a brand new file, it will say 1 here. Whenever I create a brand new file. Have you seen that? You never asked why, right? But you overlooked it.
No, there was, when I looked into LS manager, so it comes after that last function.
Oh, it comes after task function. Oh, okay. So that's why I want to put it there. So that's why people said owner, then I. So the one comes here.
Yes.
So what is that one? What is that one?
One shows like a file system number.
That one is hard link. So whenever I create a file, it already has a hard link.
So what did you write after hard link?
Don't worry, owner group, we are not interested in that.
Okay.
We are interested in this number now. Okay? So what is that number? Hard link. Right? So whenever I create a brand new file, I get one number. Right? So now I am going to create a brand new directory. So I am going to create a directory. What is the command to create a directory? Okay. So what is the first column?
D.
D. What is the second?
Read, write, execute.
Read, write, execute. What is the other one?
Read and write.
Read and write. Other one?
Execute.
Oh, read and execute.
Executor.
Sorry.
You don't allow other people to write it. You write it.
Read, write.
So then read and
Execute.
execute. Sorry.
Read X,
Only-
RX and X.
And what is the number you see next to that?
2.
2.
So
Only.
why here 1? Why here 2? This is also hard link.
For file it is by default 1.
Yeah. So why hard link for directory is by default 2. But why? Okay, why?
So that was a file with the one.
This is a file, this is it.
Yeah.
That's X sign?
Let's see.
So the first one. The file.
File
What's that?
No, how it knows that no, it's file, right?
This is a file, this is a directory. The number you see here is 1, number 2 you see here is 2.
So
That's all
that's
we are
fine.
interested. We are not interested in others. Right? Others I want to just check whether they remember permissions. Okay? So you have to explain this. Okay? Now, whenever a file is created, it has two components. One is data component and the other one is inode. Every file has two components, inode and data. Now I created a file, then I entered some information. I entered mango and apple. Okay? So what is inside this? Mango and apple. How did I create this information? Using, maybe I used a text editor. Maybe I used VI editor. VI editor to create the contents of this file. Or maybe I used an application like OpenOffice. I used OpenOffice and then created this, right? So I have data. I may have used database application, OpenOffice, or maybe a text editor, anything. I created a content there, so it is a content there. And inode, maybe inode number for this file is 225. That is the inode number. Okay? So, when I have inode and when I have data, they have to be connected. Not hanging, right? Connected. So they are connected by a hard link. How many connections here?
One.
One. So one hard link. Okay? So that hard link is between the inode and the data. If you want to see the inode number, you say ls minus I. I will show the inode number. I for inode. Right?
So do we have to put the file 5 also?
What did you say?
Do we have to put file 5?
What happened?
Do we have to put ls minus I file 5?
ls minus I, yeah, file 5, correct. Yeah. If you don't put anything, then it will show for all the files. Okay? You know? Then in the case of directory, okay, then we talk about directory then. Okay? So directory also has inode. And under the directory, what do you have? The data component, what do you have?
Files.
In the directory for the data component, what do you have?
Subdirectories.
You have the names of the files and subdirectories. Names of the files. So this is subdirectory. And the names of files. We assume this file is under this. File 5 is under this. So we will have it here file. You know what I mean? Only file, no data. Your mango and apple will be there under the directory? Your mango and apple will be there under the directory? No, only the file name will be there. Okay? All these things you don't learn when you learn graphical utility. So in command line you understand, you go into detail, right? When you learn in Unix you have to go into detail. So troubleshooting will be easier, right?
So you say that in case of directory, there's data and subdirectories.
Yeah, instead of data, instead of having actual data, we have the names of the subdirectories and the names of the files. These are names, huh? Names of subdirectory and names of files. So when I keep on, okay, when I create a regular file, what is the size of that file? Size is what for a regular file?
It's blank 0.
When I touch it 0, then when I add data, what will happen?
Depend on the
So it will go up maybe 10 kilobytes, 10 bytes, 20 bytes, like that it will keep on increasing. Right? Now when I create a directory, what is the size? 512 bytes. Whether it's like a box. You keep a box on top of this, it occupies space. Something like that. Inside the box I put things. So inside this directory I put the file names.
526.
512 bytes.
502.
No, not that. 512. So I added more files, more files. What will happen to the size?
No, it will
Increase.
So whenever I create a directory, it will automatically take 512 bytes from the file system. So if I keep on creating directories, so now in a file, we have actual data. In a directory, we have only the names. Okay? What type of link? So you know that inode has to be linked with this. So that is number one link.
No, that's
How many links?
One link.
links.
How many links?
Two.
So
Two
number
links.
one link is
One
this.
is hard link.
No, number two hard links. So number one, first hard link is this. Where is the second hard link?
With the content.
Second hard link.
Because there is another subdirectory under that.
Subdirectories.
It has to go like chain, right? Because if I have subdirectory, what is the control I have on the parent directory? So I have to have a link to all the subdirectories. If I have one subdirectory, how many links? If I have two subdirectories, how many links? One, right? So this is for the subdirectory. So this is for the second one. Now he's looking to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I know what question you are going to ask. This directory doesn't have any subdirectory, right? Why two then? If I create a brand new one, that's what you are going to ask.
Yes.
Right? So he's asking without talking. Okay. This is a brand new directory I created, so it doesn't have any subdirectory. So why two? It should be one. Are you sure a directory doesn't have subdirectory?
It will.
Oh, it has
take
two, one dot and one dot.
Ah, one dot, one dot dot. There is a dot and one dot dot under the directory. When you go and open this directory, ls minus a, when you say ls minus a, you will see a dot and you see a
Hidden.
dot dot. So I have to have another link. So this second link is, if there is no subdirectory, the second link is for this. Okay,
If you put one more subdirectory,
then it will
suppose,
increase.
then the link will be number will
Three.
increase
Three.
to 3.
4, 5, like
As many as subdirectories
Yeah,
are present. If we increase the file, will it affect to
no,
the
it won't increase. Only subdirectories will increase. So if I put other 3 subdirectories here, apart from this, what will be the link? How many links?
3,
It will
5?
increase by two.
No, I have one, I have 2 already. So if I have another 3 subdirectory, brand new subdirectory I create,
5.
3 plus 2 is how much?
5.
Very good, 5. Okay. Whatever subdirectory I create, you will keep on increasing the link.
So if we create a directory within a directory.
Yeah, that's the next question. I know that you are going to ask. Okay. So if I create, I have a subdirectory. Now I am going to create another subdirectory under this directory. Will it increase this one?
No.
That is the problem of the
Subdirectory.
subdirectory, not my problem. That will be linking, so I won't be linking. So if I create subdirectory under subdirectory, there is no change. Okay. You will try all these exercises when you do practical. Okay.
So actually, we create the directory, right? The main directory.
Yeah.
The inode of the main directory is a 2.
Main directory is
2. Okay. When you create the subdirectory,
yeah.
it would be 3, right?
If I create a subdirectory, if I create another subdirectory, it will be 4. If I create another subdirectory, 5. But if I create another subdirectory under the subdirectory, no change.
No change because
So
it's,
ideal level.
it's responsible for the subdirectory.
Yeah,
That
of
one.
course.
No change meaning what? Creating
The number of links won't increase if I do something under this.
it will be two, right?
It will be still the original. Yeah.
Two.
I don't know how much we had, right? Okay, if
But
I
if you
have,
create-
Oh, no, it should be 3, right?
say dir1, how many links you have for dir1? 2. Now I created under this dir2. How many you have now?
3.
3. Now under dir2, I created dir3. How many you have now?
3.
2 only.
No, 3, still 3.
Still
Still
3, yes.
Still 3.
Because directory 2 is a 3 now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Writer 2 will have 3.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Because it's like chain, keeps on going, chain. Anyway, just for your knowledge, to understand everything clearly, right? So now we talked about a regular file and we talked about a regular what? Directory, right? Now we will talk about a link. In the link, I have data, so data I do big, right? Data, and I have inode. I have both of them. Okay? So you have data and you have inode. File 1. So what is actually happening is I am creating a what is that symbolic link -s file 1 file 2. This is file 1. File 1 is the original, file 2 is the
Link of
child we said, right? So file 1 I put two fruits. What are the two fruits?
mango and
Why you always like mango? You put jackfruit, you know that? Oh, you don't know that?
jack.
You don't like Brazil, you don't like that. Okay. Then but you have mango, right? Mango is tasty there, right? The jack is very tasty.
What is that?
Jack is a fruit, the jackfruit, and it has like prick, whatever. Looks ugly outside, but inside is beautiful.
It's very big. This much.
Very big.
Oh, yeah.
You should have, yeah. You are tropical. Yeah, very big. Yeah.
That's very good.
So we have jack and we have mango here. So what is the information here?
Feel like
Jack and mango. Okay.
Give me your thought.
So I am opening file 2 now. File 2 also has inode. And file 2 also has data. What is in the data part? Tell me.
subdirectory.
No,
File
one.
Sorry.
Five
Yeah,
bytes.
file 1. File 1. The name of file 1. File. That's it. The inode number for this is 25. What is the inode number for this?
26.
Anything.
It can be
26.
different, any number.
Yeah. So 30. So what is the size of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 we say. Right? The size of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 6 or something. Okay? 5. So this is what will be there. So you understood all these things very clearly.